Hey, what's going on? Thank you for tuning into another dialogue with the raw, the real, and the red pill. And on this particular dialogue, I wanted to talk about the fact that the only way she will understand is if she is forsaken. She has to be forsaken to consider her path. There's an innuendo between the Most High and the nation of Israel. When you read the scriptures, you tend to get a deeper understanding of the Black American woman and the nature of relationship between her and the Black American man. If we go to Hosea chapter 2, you'll realize, and all throughout the scriptures, that the nation of our people have always been into idolatry, various whoredoms, forsaking the right and proper way, forsaking essentially the covenant that our forefathers had with the Most High Yahweh. In similarity, today we have our women who have some time ago forsaken the proper structure, the command, and the rulership of the man. To tie these dualities together from these two separate situations, we will have to go into, I believe it's the book of Corinthians, chapter 7. I believe. It might be in Timothy, but I believe it's in Corinthians. When you look at the proper order that was given unto us, as the head of the Mashiach, as many ignorantly call Jesus Christ, as the head of him is Yahweh, who is the Most High, and the head of man is the Mashiach. The head of woman is man. And we were told to love our wives as the Mashiach has loved the church. Follow me here. And the woman was instructed to revere her man as she reveres the Lord. Is it coming together for you now? So what we see is that according to accurate history and all truth and factuality, our people were forsaken by the Father. And as we see now, according to this red pill, MGTOW, Ibmor movement, we are starting to have to forsake this woman. It took this forsaking of the coverer of the headship to expose the error in the ways of whom was being covered. The reason why our people are scattered across the four corners of the earth via the transatlantic slave trade, which was prophesied in Deuteronomy and by various prophets such as Jeremiah, was because we first forsook the Father. Therefore, he removed his name from us, essentially divorced us, and allowed all the other nations to essentially fuck us up. This is the true reason why our people are being killed in the street. This is the reason why our community is upside down in structure, being ran in the matriarchy. This is the reason why we have essentially lost our power as a nation of people. You understand? So all in all, as our forefathers had turned to Molech, and Ishtar and all these foreign gods of the nations of our captivities, to the point where the Father would put us away, divorce us, just for us to sometime later come back to the true identity of who we are, that he may take us back once we realize the error of our ways, repent and come back, And that's prophecy, because we know the scriptures. We know that our nation shall be exalted once again. And likewise, our women are not going to get right, and our communities are not going to get fixed until her foreign deity in which she exalts, being the white man in his system, until he divorces her. And everything's going to work itself out in proper order. And in that time, when she is divorced, that's when she will forsaken, in that time when she is forsaken, synonymously, put as being divorced by us men, because of the error of her ways and her actions, being full of treachery and backstabbing against her rightful headship, whom she is called by our name, right? Because essentially she does belong to us. Those are our women. But at this moment, they are not our woman. She is the woman of the state that is her husband. The system is whom she joined herself unto, and it's obvious. And that system is about to divorce her. And in that forsakenness, there will be much torment. There will be many things that will happen to her, because she will be wide open for all the nations, for any man, for anybody to take advantage of her, destroy her, plunder her, and all that good shit that comes without having a covering. Because once upon a time, she was once under the covering protection of her adulterous partner, being the state and the government. Favoritism was shown, and in exchange, she was taken care of. So therefore, the state in itself was whom she forsaken the black man for. Okay? And upon her divorcement being forsaken, that's when all of them, being the black American woman, are women by breed, at least these days, that's when they will realize the error of their ways, when they go through the tribulations that are ahead for them. And it is at that moment where we will see what shall befall her, which is also written, and I did a video on it about she is a hoe, and the video was like, she's a hoe, and the scriptures told us she's a hoe. And you can go over Ezekiel 23 if you want to look over that to get some spiritual meat concerning this. What has been will be. There's nothing new under the sun, and I wanted to just expose a deep steak and potato spiritual message for all those who are spiritual within Ibmor. Do consider in your spare time to read Hosea 2 and realize the innuendo and synonymous duality to the Most High and His children versus us and our woman. For we, His children, are the bride of the Father, the glory of Him, and our woman is supposed to be the bride of us in the glory of man. But it was just a deep thought I was thinking, and she will need to be forsaken, just like our people have been forsaken for the last 400 to 500 years, until we come back to the truth, we come back to reality. Right now, our women are drunken off of spiritual fornication and systemic adultery with the system within itself. And it's going to take for her to realize that same system she's in bed with is going to divorce her, forsake her, and cannot save her, but rather bring destruction and utter disappointment unto her in the day of the forsakening. Thank you for tuning into the Raw, the Real, the Red Pill, and hopefully this message was deeply spiritual for you and something that you can introspectively reflect on. Shalom.